Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to TV Skywriter. I'm Patricia A. Murray, your host. TV Skywriter is kind of an offshoot of the Durham Skywriter, and this is where I introduce you to people I want you to know. So today we have a very interesting and fantastic group. I first met JT Ackerman on You Now, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the group is August Is Ours. Okay, so it's led by, actually there's three members: JT Ackerman, singer and guitarist; Joey Unicky, he's the drummer; and Matt Elton, he's the bassist. And I didn't make that in order. Let's see, let me try it again. It's Joey Unicky, and then JT Ackerman, and Matt Elton. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very happy to have you here. Now we're experimenting. Our test run was a little glitchy. We're just going to go for it. So we're just going to pretend like everything is cool. So let's start out. I want to ask you how you got together, because it seems that you just formed it a year ago, and already you're opening for Smash Mouth and MKTO. So how'd you get together?
August Is Ours formed a while ago. I'm the only original member, actually. And we've gone through probably about 8 or 9 members so far. Joey is pretty much our first real drummer in August Is Ours. And then Matt, he normally plays an upright bass. It's just kind of hard to fit an upright bass in a 1-bedroom apartment. So, but yeah, so technically together, we released Fool's Gold. We released all the albums together. Fool's Gold and Heart in the Stars. And so probably we've been together for about 4 months, 5 months so far. Yeah, 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
So, did you meet like at a talent show or something?
So
Yeah, actually, I met JT at Battle of the Bands down here at East Carolina. I was in another band at the time, and I was playing drums for them, and that's how I met JT pretty much. Like, we just started talking after that, and the original members that were with him before, that didn't work out. So he was like, Joey, would you want to drum for August Is Ours? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll drum. So that's how I met JT. And
then, yeah, we met Matt through
Facebook.
I
got a message one day at music school from some guy that I didn't know. And he was like, hey, it was me. He was like, hey, come play for my band. Here's a whole bunch of links. Check us out. And I was in class at the minute, so I couldn't really listen to him. I think he thought I was blowing him off at first, but I got home, listened to him, and it was like, yeah, I really like this stuff. I want to play with you guys. So yeah, I had known a girl from my hometown back in Oxford. Her name is Casey Overton, and she plays jazz guitar in School of Music, and she was actually in a band with Matt, and we were looking for a stand-up bassist at the time, and I saw her picture, and I was like, okay, well, this guy plays stand-up bass. We're looking for a stand-up bassist. He can play bass, so I'm going to message him on Facebook, and that's what I did, because I didn't previously know him before, but I knew Casey. So I was like, if he knows Casey, then he's got to be cool. So I messaged him up on Facebook.
He's got to be dope.
Just randomly out of nowhere. And we started talking. I sent him some links of what we had and what our goals were, and he liked it and went with it. So,
yep, now here we are.
Awesome. So nowadays, I'm just curious, because all of you are so much younger than I am. So nowadays, do young people still learn from, listening to records or music lessons, or what?
All of it.
It really depends. I have some vinyls over here to my right that I listen to, and so
we got the records. We got the records.
Oh, wow.
No, but it just really depends. On I guess learning. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I think all three of us are different. I'm trying to get my bachelor's in jazz right now, and Joey, I don't think you've had any formal training.
Yeah, I haven't had any technical formal training. I've been playing in bands for years. I started off on guitar, and I played and played and played for a long time. I was in a band back in Oxford, and we played country music because where I'm from, that's what you do. It's country, so you play country music. And
then I started playing drums, and I kept playing drums, and I joined another band down here in Greenville, and that's the band that we were playing at Battle of the Bands with, and that's where I met JT. So I've been playing drums for a long time. I can do pretty much just about anything that anybody else can do on drums, except for some of the jazz stuff. The jazz stuff can be kind of intricate, but if I really if I work on it, like I can get it. But yeah, I can pretty much play just about anything.
Now, Joey, I met JT on YouTube, and a lot of people do not know what it is. It's an interesting live streaming app where a lot of people just come online, play music, and what really intrigued me is that the fans can pay you.
Yeah.
Now, unlike Periscope and Blab and Meerkat and all those other live streaming apps, it's really interesting how you can buy gifts in quotes and then gift them to your favorite singers, drummers, musicians, whatever. And that's how I actually discovered, so to speak, August Is Ours. Because JT, you were playing chords that, now I play guitar, but the chords you were playing, I'm not familiar with at all.
I don't play very intricate chords at all. Every chord that I play is very not hard. It's just the way you play it, you know.
He writes a lot of his chords. Like he writes a lot of his chords. It's not a lot of traditional, you know, like G chord, D chord, you know, A chord, B minor, stuff like that. It's very original and authentic.
Basically, I do every chord that people normally do, but I never always play all of the strings that are normally held down. So you play a G chord, it's like this. But I don't like having the A string hit. So I'll have it open. So I just do, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It'll give it a different sound, and as long as it's in key, it's very unique. And it sounds really cool, and it's different, you know, because everybody can play, you know, the G, D, A, C, the chords over and over. You hear it over and over in country music and pop and all that. But if you have a different sound, something that's original and authentic, it's new, people are gonna like that, you know.
Exactly. Now I have to ask you this, and I mean no offense when I ask this, but I saw the description of what you play. And it said folk, pop, punk.
Yeah.
Now, I understand the folk part because the guitar chords sound, to me, I guess maybe it's because it's acoustic, kind of folky or whatever. Of course, pop because you're young, of course. But I don't hear the, how can I put it? You know how with punk, a lot of those guys can barely play, and I don't mean that in an insulting way, but the do-it-yourself movement of the 80s was pretty much exemplified by punk. It was like you just pick up something and just start playing it, you know. But you guys sound a lot more accomplished than that. So and you don't sound angry.
Well, the whole punk side of it is the lyrics that go into it, and also, you know, the progressions that we play and the heart, you know, there's the kind of style that we put on in a performance-wise too. You know, how we appeal to people. It's a lot of stuff is involved into it. You know, some of our songs off our upcoming album, which hopefully we'll play a couple for you today. It will. They're a little bit more. They have a lot more of a punky vibe than a folk vibe to them.
Okay.
I would like to point out that I'm a really big punk fan. Before I started playing jazz, I played punk, mainly punk and metal and stuff like that. But the Bad Brains, they were a very big 80s hardcore punk band, and they started out as a jazz band, like a jazz fusion band. Then, so Fear, another big name in the 80s hardcore scene, they were a salsa band before and during when they were playing punk rock. And then
that's wild.
And then, for Black Flag, the main guitarist Greg Ginn actually started off playing jazz. So,
what?
A lot of it seems like there's not a lot of depth to the music, but a lot of the musicians in there are actually pretty accomplished in the punk rock scene.
Okay. I still have not recovered from the fact that somebody stole my CBGB black T-shirt from the original popular punk club in New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Oh, well, what happened to it? But let me ask you. Okay, so you are actually releasing songs. So you obviously have big plans ahead, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, are you majoring in music or music business or?
I'm not actually in school right now. I would be a third semester junior. I mean, second semester junior. But I'm taking this semester off to pursue music full time. I'm about to go tour Europe in about 5 weeks, and then we come back. Well, then I come back and we play a bunch of festivals, and then after the festivals we go and we tour 20 states of the U.S. And so I really can't afford to be in school right now.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then Joey.
I actually have a degree in distribution and logistics, and my whole plan with that was to have a fallback because, when you do music, you never know what to expect. You go out there and people might love you, and people also might not love you as much, So it's always good to have something to fall back on in case it doesn't work out. Although I'm going for music, full time, and that's what I really want to do in life is play music, So that's what I'm going for right now. I think it's actually a pretty smart thing. I mean, honestly, distribution logistics. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with music, but it's a great fallback, if it didn't work out.
And then Matt.
Yeah, I took the exact opposite approach of Joey. I'm a jazz performance major, so I'm kind of in it to win it,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah.
Now, when it comes to distribution, though, I have to say, doesn't have an awful lot to do with music because nowadays you don't have to wait for the major labels to pick you up. You can release your own music, do your own distribution, right?
Yes,
Yep.
that's exactly right.
Yep. So
And that's actually what we've been doing. Yeah.
So yeah, we're unsigned. We're self-managed. We're not tied to any companies, and so even the tours and all that stuff are all self-booked. So
Really? You
so
set
all
up
the
your own tours?
Yeah.
Yep, we book our own tours.
And I do the distribution for the tours. Believe it or not.
That's a lie. But okay. We're sound like that one's true.
Sweet. Well, let's hear something from you. What do you want to play today?
Yeah, we'll do our song "Fool's Gold." This is the one we're really trying to blow up. It'll be on our. It's already released, but we're redoing it right now for our new album because so when we first recorded the EP, we actually had a different upright bassist, and then afterwards that guy had to leave, and so we were trying to find another upright bassist, and that's when we found Matt. And then Matt took the songs and made them into gold. So,
Thank you, JT.
oh, you're welcome, Matt. And so this is our song called "Fool's Gold." She's a mystery. Don't know why, but that excites me. And I think this could be destiny. But I also think that she could be a fake. She's a counterfeit. She's a beautiful miss. She's a terrorizing misfit. But I think I gave my heart for her to take. I was looking for silver and growing out the old, but instead I found a killer. Her name is Fool's Gold. Oh, my baby's got a bad soul. I said, lover, I won't let her go. I'll never blow a cover. Never find another Fool's Gold. She's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold. She's a criminal, got a body like Marilyn Monroe, and she says she loves that rock and roll. She wants me to be her king. She's got me hypnotized, but baby, I see through your lies. I can tell that just a guy in disguise, and I think you would look good with a ring. I was looking for silver and throwing out the old, but instead I found a killer. Her name is Fool's Gold. Oh, my baby's got a bad soul. I said, lover, I won't let her go. I'll never go and cover, never find another Fool's Gold.
Oh, oh, yeah, her heart is made of black gold. I still love her and she has to know I'll never blow a cover, never find another who would know she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold. I was looking for silver and growing out the ore, but instead I found a killer and name is who's gold. I'm down by the river and see the sirens go. I'm knocking on the door, but ain't nobody home. I was looking for silver, growing out the ore, but instead I found a killer. The name is who's gold. I'm dropping down the anchor, I'm going out the road, hoping that I don't be out the oh, oh, my baby's got a bad soul. If I still love her, I won't let her go. I'll never go and love her, never find another fool. Oh, oh, yeah, her heart is made of black gold. I still love her and she has to know I'll never go and love her, never find another fool. She's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold, she's gold, she's gold. Oh, she's gold.
Nice. Very nice. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm interested in the instruments you're playing. So, JT, you're playing a steel string acoustic guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But Joey, what are you playing?
This is a cajon. It's for acoustic, an acoustic setting, and basically you can like hit it, and it gives you different sounds. Like you can get like a bass sound. Actually, if it was mic'd up, like if I had this on stage, you can actually sound like a real drum set.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you have your bass and you have your snare. Like the lower part is the bass, like, and then you have the higher part. It's supposed to be your snare drum, and like you can do like different things with it, have different beats. And every time we do acoustic, I'll play this because obviously I can't have my entire drum set; it would cover the sound.
Interesting. So that's called a cajon.
Cajon, yeah, yes.
When I was a little kid growing up in Chicago, I remember seeing some black gentlemen playing something very much like that, except it looked more like a primitive version or a natural version of it. They were sitting on top of it and they were playing it like that, and it looked more like a felled tree actually. But I think it's the same instrument.
It probably is. Probably, most likely, yeah. Just a more up-to-date version.
Okay. And then Matt, I'm surprised to see that that's a bass you're playing because it looks acoustic.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Usually I play my upright bass, but for settings like this, and we had an acoustic show the other night. JT let me borrow this. It's what is it? Oscar Schmidt. Yeah, but yeah, pretty much taking an electric bass guitar and then turning it into an acoustic bass guitar thing. So
Acoustic guitar bass thing.
yeah.
That is really great. Now, if you don't mind, could you tell us just a little bit? Now, I know Joey and Matt, you weren't, at least when I saw JT first on You Now, you weren't with him. But if you don't mind, JT, could you tell us a little bit about You Now?
Yeah, so You Now is just a live broadcasting site. Unfortunately, we don't get paid to do it yet. Hopefully that'll happen at some point. But basically, it's just a broadcasting site for everybody all over the world. You can do whatever you want on it. You can broadcast as many times a day. You have famous musicians to famous artists to producers to dancers to actors, everything. Yeah, you had MTV on there. MTV actually watched our broadcast and followed us on Twitter and stuff like that and shouted us out. And so, which was pretty cool. There's a lot of useful tips from it. So, yeah, it's You Know.
Yeah, I really like that app, or rather that platform. I think it's a really good way to get discovered. After all, that's where I first saw you.
Yeah.
So let's promote your upcoming gigs. You're going to be in Holly Springs soon, right?
Yes.
We actually have this Saturday. We're going to be playing in Greenville, North Carolina. There's it's this thing called Spaz Fest. It's been going on for about 5 or 6 years now, and we're going to get to play what's called the Day Rager. It's a whole bunch of various like folk and some rock acts and stuff that play out in the parking lot, and it's like kind of a big block party, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh.
That'll be this Saturday.
Saturday in Greenville. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have the 18th of March in Holly Springs. Is that still on?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little acoustic show. I'll be playing a little acoustic show at the Mason Jar Tavern. So yeah.
Do you want any more?
Okay. I mean, you can go ahead and promote all you want, because I want to make sure that all of your fans know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best way to find our shows, you just go to augustisoursmusic.com. It has all of our shows there, up to date, everything.
Okay. Now, the way that you have written your, like above you, where it says August is ours, and then the way that you have written, the very unique way that you've written your name, I'm wondering if you have ever been announced to the crowd as Delta Iota Omicron, because it looks like Greek Latin.
The whole thing behind it is I've seen a bunch of, when we were first trying to figure out like a logo idea, there's been a lot of bands that use symbols that doesn't always go back to Greek culture, just symbols that are lookalikes to certain letters of our alphabet. And so I kind of wanted to have you could use a normal A, but it's not a full thing. You have 2 lines and you have another line right here, and it's incomplete. So when you have a triangle, it's a complete. It's completed all the way around. There's a hole to it. Same thing with our I. If you can see it right here, there's a center line in the middle of it, and then also you have an O, which there's a center to it. And so if you had an A, there would be like a center and 2 additional lines, which just didn't. I don't know. It's like a minor OCD thing that I just did not like. So no, we're not a frat.
I know. I didn't want people to mistake you for a college frat or something, but I just thought that was really clever the way you did that.
I don't know. Maybe we might start a frat. I don't know. Maybe we can start a frat.
And another thing also, if you've ever looked at a PlayStation controller, it'll have the same symbols. It'll have the triangle, the O, and so it kind of relates in. Yeah, and like it'll have an X and a square, but it kind of relates into like video games too. Like we all play video games. We like video
I don't play video games.
Well, okay. I play video games. So it's very interesting with that too. It's like a.
I've never played PlayStation, so I missed that. It went right over my head. I totally missed it. So would you recommend that your fans also check you out on Reverb Nation?
Yeah, we do. The biggest thing we want to start getting people to do is like us on Facebook. Because when I go over to Europe, that's where I'm going to be posting all the stuff, pictures, updates on shows, all that kind of good stuff, merchandise, which we have online on our website.
Oh. But
Facebook's going to be the way to go. So if we get anybody, if anybody wants to follow us on anything, right now it's really Facebook.
Okay. Is Twitter popular in Europe? Because I know what's that other one? Tumblr. What about Tumblr? That's very popular in Europe, isn't it?
I have never used Tumblr before in my life, so I have no idea. I'm sure it's everywhere around the world. As long as it's a modernized culture, I'm pretty sure that all the social medias are prevalent. We have about 4,000 Twitter followers, about 4,000 Instagram followers. We only have about 550 Facebook followers, but that's where I'll be posting all my stuff at, and that's where we're really gonna be keeping up to date with everything. Because all the venues that we're playing at have a Facebook account, and it's easier to promote our shows on Facebook as well. So that's really the place to go for all of our stuff is Facebook. Everybody should have a Facebook unless you're 10. So
actually, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of 10-year-olds with Facebook.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. There's probably 10-year-olds with Facebooks. So, but yeah.
Okay, so let me get it straight. Your tour upcoming in UK and Europe, that's not going to be all 3 of you then?
No, it'll just be me, and I'll be touring with a guy from the UK named James Walker, who is a folk singer-songwriter, and we'll also be touring with Kira Decker, who is a pop singer in the Netherlands.
Sweet.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So before we go, can you play us one more song?
We can. What song should we do? Anybody?
This one.
All right, we'll do our new song called "Shake My Body," which will be on our new album Luminescence.
Awesome.
Which will be on iTunes.
Oh yeah, it'll be on like iTunes and everything once it's released. But yeah, look out for it. We should release it. I think we're gonna shoot. Our original plan was to release it in April, but we think we might add a couple more songs to it. So I think our new scheduled release is May 1st. So yeah, so the new release of our first album, our first full album, is gonna be Luminescence. But here's our song called "Shake My Body." Running on empty. Your body is plotting against me. My body says I'm way too deep. I'm so far down that they can hear my screams. My body is hurting cold. My body needs someone to hold. Oh, my body is turning thin. I need you right now, moving oxygen. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use some more of you. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. Can shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use somebody like you. Somebody like you. Body says my heart is broke. My wrists say they could use more rope. The more I struggle, the more I choke. Your hand is like a noose around my throat. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. To shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use some more of you. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. My body right, my body keeps on giving me juice. My body could use somebody like you. My body, my body, my body. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. Can shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use some more of you. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. Can shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use somebody like you. Somebody says I need somebody, somebody like you. Can shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use some more of you. My body says I need somebody, somebody like you. Can shake my body right. My body keeps on giving me views. My body could use somebody like you tonight.
Love that. Love that. And in fact, that was debuted on You Now because I remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely wonderful. So I want to thank you gentlemen so much for being on TV Skywriter. And in fact, I welcome you back anytime you want to come back. I would welcome that. When you come back, JT, you are all going to go on tour, right? Throughout the United States?
Yep, our U.S. tour, yep.
Are they all the dates set up yet, or are you still
All the
working?
dates are not set up yet. Once they are set up, you can see it on our website. Again, it's augustispowersmusic.com. All the dates will be posted there. You can see all of our upcoming shows there, merchandise. All of our pages are hooked into it. You can see our tour schedules, everything. And so that's really the place to look until I go towards Europe. And then Facebook's going to be the place to be. So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, I'm curious. Throughout the folk and jazz world, house concerts are becoming really popular, where people who are driving around on tour, they'll say, I'm going to be in Toronto, I'm going to be in Akron or whatever. Does anybody want to help us out and find us a house, set up a house concert? Do you do that as well?
When we go over to Europe, almost all of our shows are actually house concerts. More than half of the shows are house concerts. When it comes over to here, I think people have been doing house concerts for a while, but it's kind of weird to set up. It's kind of, you have to build a network first, and kind of get to know people before you can kind of go and be like, hey, can I play a show in your house? And they're just like, who are you? So hopefully something like that will happen coming up.
Although I've seen on Craigslist where bands will swap dates and they'll say, well, we're coming to your town, Cleveland, and find us a gig. And then they'll tell the band, okay, we'll find you a gig in our town, San Antonio, whatever.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Yeah. That's something to look into. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thanks a lot. Again, now you want people to keep up with you, right? By going online. August is Ours Music.
Yep, August is Ours Music.com.
Awesome. So thank you so much, JT Ackerman, Joey Unikey, and Matt Elton. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
And if you want to do this again, now I'm assuming that this turned out okay.
Okay.
You can try to do the show again on Blab if you like. And actually, Blab is kind of wild because the people watching can actually make comments on the side. So that might be kind of intriguing for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do that for like a 15-minute broadcast on that. We might do a couple minutes in between to get ready because we don't have AC inside my apartment. So we kind of got to cool down the place for a minute. But yeah, I definitely think that'd be up for it.
Okay, so call me when you're ready. And what I'll do, I'll end the show now.
Beautiful.
And then we'll do a Blab, and you'll see how cool Blab is.
Sweet. Awesome. All righty. We'll give you a call in a minute.
Thanks again. Okay, folks, that was TV Skywriter, and that was August is Ours. They're based here in North Carolina, out of the city. Actually, they all met at East Carolina University in Greenville. So while they're preparing, if you're still watching this live, we'll be over on Blab in about 15 minutes. Blab is blab.im, and then look for TV Skywriter. So I will see you guys later. And if you want to be a guest on TV Skywriter, if you're a musician, author, entrepreneur, whatever, contact me via Twitter at Durham Skywriter. And also read the Durham Skywriter. If you want to see an all-positive community paper, go to durhamskywriter.com. That's my main bread and butter, so to speak. You have a great evening, and I'll see you real soon. Ciao for now.
She's a mystery, don't know what, but that excites me.